Hello and welcome to today's workout. This is one with a bit of a difference. It is focusing on the core, which is, as you know, so important for every single movement in exercise, but also for our functionality as human beings, and then also focusing on the bums. And so the bums and Tums class today is a 20-minute AMRAP. But before we do that, let's have a look at what our warm-up is all about. So I'm going to share a screen with you, and if you would be so kind as to just jot down the workout for yourself. So the warm-up, 3 rounds of 20 jumping jacks, and I'll go through each one of these movements with you. 20 squats, 20 lunges, 20 up-downs. Now, we often think that a warm-up is just that, I don't have to pay attention to technique or form, and that's where we make the biggest mistake, because often we find that because of a lack of proper form, we get injured during a workout, and it's not necessarily the form in the workout that was the problem. It is the fact that we didn't pay enough attention to the warm-up cycle. And so I really want to stress the point that take your time with the warm-up. Make sure that round 1, yes, we're stiff and the muscles are aching sometimes, but take your time, do it a bit slower, round number 2 a bit quicker, and round number 3, get into a good pace so that the warm-up can also actually be a WOD by itself. So I'm going to go through each one of these movements with you before we go into the 20-minute AMRAP. So I'm going to stop the share just for now, and let's then have a look at the warm-up itself. So the very first movement we have there are jumping jacks. Now, I often see people jumping a bit lopsided with this. So it's almost like they're doing this or that. That is not a jumping jack. Your full body needs to be supported. You need to use both legs equally. So a jumping jack is really using both legs equally. And it's not just the one leg. And yes, I know we sometimes compromise because we have a sore calf or a sore Achilles or foot, but please try and do them properly. So 20 jumping jacks is what we're looking for properly. Then going into our squats. So again, the squat technique, as you know, is really, really important. Don't drop the upper body. Don't conk in the knees. Make sure that the upper body stays straight. As you go down, make sure the knees are over the toes and that you break the 90-degree angle between the knee and the bum, or at least have a 90-degree angle. So it's going into a squat and up, squat and up. Take your time to get the muscles and specifically the hip flexors loose. The next movement then is our lunges. Now again, I often see people trying to do a lunge from this position, trying to step forward as if they're walking. Now that's very uncomfortable because you can't balance. And so try and take a step just a bit wider than your normal step would be. So step it out. And then make sure that the back knee touches the ground, but that the front leg is a 90-degree angle. So this, I'm going to do it sideways. So this is not what we want to see. With this knee, that is not the right movement, and it's also compromising the knee because we're overextending. So it's literally stepping out a bit wider and making sure that we have a 90-degree leg and a 90-degree jump. Step it back, step it out. Those are your lunges. And then our up-downs. So an up-down is a shorter version of a burpee. However, it is also focusing on a specific core movement, which means that from an up-down position, you are in a plank coming up. So make sure that when you go down, it's not a bump up in the air, it's not as sagging as you would do normally, just falling in. I want a straight body, bring it up wide and step up. Straight body and up. And those are your movements for the warm-up. So take your time, 3 rounds. Let's then have a look at what the WOD itself is all about. I'm going to share the screen with you. Okay, so It's a 20-minute unwrap. I'm looking for 10 goblet squats, sumo deadlifts, 50 sit-ups, and we're going to do butterfly sit-ups, sit-throughs, which is going to help us with the shoulder mobility, glute bridges, which is really helping us with the glutes and the hammies, and then Russian twists, which is focusing on the core muscle, the ab muscles, but is also allowing us to cross over. So we are engaging the side obliques, which is really also important if we want that hourglass figure, but also just working on those in between rib little muscles. So I'm going to stop the share there and let's go through each one of these movements. So the very first one, looking at goblet squats. So we've gone through the right technique for a squat. So what we're looking for now is either a dumbbell or a kettlebell, whichever you have, or a medicine ball even can do the same trick. So from a goblet squat perspective, bringing it up, holding it, and then just going down and up. Make sure that the knees don't do that as you come up. Keep the knees over the toes. From there, we're going to go into a sumo deadlift. So I'm holding my kettlebell. Now my legs will be a bit wider, toes turned out. And again, my body is never going to fall forward. It is literally going down and up. Down, but again, check my knees. My knees ain't coming forward, they stay on my toes. And this is a very, very good movement as well for the hip flexibility that we so desperately need in all of our exercises. The next movement are sit-ups. So we're going to do butterfly sit-ups. Make sure that we break the 90 degree. So I'm going to go down and up. This is the 90 degree break that I want. Shoulders through the hips. Down and up. Make sure the hands touch behind the head every time. And through. Those are your sit-ups. Then the sit-throughs. So hands next to the bum, not at the back. Right next to the buttocks. And if you just move that slightly so that you have a better view. So, hands right next to the buttocks here. And sometimes it's difficult because we fall through our shoulders, so to speak. So in other words, we try and lift here, but we're not lifting the shoulders. So I want you to extend. It's almost like you're pushing away. Extend the shoulders, extend the arms down. From there, we're going to go through to the arm rotation. Lift the hips, head back, and coming back all the way through the hands, and up, and down, and hips up and head back, and down. Those are the hip throughs, the sit throughs. Then the glute bridges. So today I would like you to have the feet to hip distance apart. So pull the heels as close as you can to the buttocks, keep them separate, head down, and so now we're just going to lift. So the movement is not as high as we can, but as tight as we can pinch the buttocks. And it's just those very small movements. Don't touch back, never have a quick movement or do a quick movement. It is literally a small tuck every time. Those are the glute bridges, and then the Russian twists. You can either do them weighted or not, it's entirely up to you. If you're going to do them weighted, make sure that safety comes first, that you have either your kettlebell, your dumbbell, or your medicine ball, and you're going to touch sides. So try for the feet not to touch the ground, keep them in the air, and touch, 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 every time. That's what we're looking for. If you're going to do them without a weight, I would prefer you to have a bit of speed involved here. Do them as quick as possible so that we engage this crossover with the side obliques as well. So that's the WOD itself. And as I say, it is a 20-minute unwrap, and it's going to be a tough one, but you are your own judge. So you're going to work against your own clock, against your own time, and don't relax in between, push yourself. It is really, really a nice workout to do. Then there is a finisher, and the finisher, I'll share the screen again with you. You can just jot that down as well. But the finisher is going to be 3 rounds of 40-second, either a plate hold or a dumbbell overhead hold. So I'm going to do it sideways because I want to illustrate how not to do it. So if you're going to use a dumbbell, like I have one now, and you hold it, that's not what I want. I don't want the arch in the back, and I don't want the hands in front of the head. What I do want to see is soft knees, pelvic tilt, take care of that back, lock out the arms and push it back. So extend the shoulders, tuck in the rib cage. That's what we're looking for. And that is going to be 3 times 40 seconds. So it is 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds rest. Only 3 rounds. It is not that difficult. So let's just quickly go to the shared screen again. In summary then, your warm-up, 3 rounds, jumping jacks, squats, lunges, up-downs, 20 of each. Your workout itself, 20-minute AMRAP, as many reps as possible. I'm looking for 10 goblet squats, 10 dumbbell sumo deadlifts, or your kettlebell if you've got one, 50 sit-ups, and try and do them unbroken. You know, it's not that tough. Once you get into the groove and into the movement, it's really, really a nice process. 10 sit-throughs, 10 glute bridges, into 50 Russian twists. And then we start all over again. There's no rest in between. Then the finisher, as I've just illustrated, is 3 times 40-second overhead plate holds or dumbbell holds. Please be mindful if you do have a kettlebell. Safety comes first, and I'm very mindful of a kettlebell because we don't always have a proper grip on a kettlebell for overheads. So please be mindful of that. So I wish you well. I wish you a lot of success and a lot of sweat with this workout. If you've done it, please let us know how you find it. Pop a message, pop a little note so that we do know what you enjoy and we can maybe include more of that going forward. Thanks for being here today. God bless you. See you next time round. Cheers.